Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter, and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you're watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench, which is right below in memory of our friends. Now, if you're not a member or if you're not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. That's courtesy of Jeff Riley. Now, when you register, you must use your real first and last name separated by a space. You must also use a valid email address, or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in, even though you're approved, but just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. You can enter your questions or comments in the chat box over here, and I'll do my best to make your comments or questions as part of the show. And I understand sometimes even I can't get a word in myself. So be patient. I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comment. By the way, you only can do this during a live stream. So like I said, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host or the many building videos, the contest coverage that Sparky does on this platform, hope you find it informative and enjoyable. If you do, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe or do the thumbs up. Please comment, please share. All these activities help the Stunthangar's YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining us by joining our membership. We have memberships starting at $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And let me tell you, for 17 cents a day, you're getting access to Sparky, who has like 60 years experience building model planes and flying them. You also have on my show, not all the time, but sometimes we have a former national champion. We have people who have made the world team. We've had people who won the nationals. I mean, we have some really high caliber people on this show. I mean, you can glean their information and stand on the shoulder of giants instead of recreating the wheel. So I really encourage you and implore you to support us. It's just 17 cents a day. 17 cents a day. Please do that. And now when you join us, you become a member of the family. You have access to member-only videos. Not all the videos are uploaded. Some of them Sparky has earmarked for just members only. Plus, you have access to Sparky on the show, and once a month he has a Q&A show just for members only. And so please support us. Now, by the way, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. If you're interested in getting in contact with me, please go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. And if you will, locate the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which is a video that Sparky shot with his video camera of me flying his beautiful and light Junar XL. I mean, that thing was beautiful and it was light. One of the best flying planes I can remember. I might have flown a better plane. I just don't remember. So it was a very good flying plane. So please check it out. And if you will like and share and subscribe there, I really would appreciate it. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep your conversations family friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm not going to posted the link. Actually, I already posted the link. And matter of fact, the first one in is Bart Koplinski. How you doing, Bart?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for coming in. You're the first one in. I appreciate that.
Wow, I waited and waited.
That's why I posted the link because I knew people were waiting for me. I had a really busy day, but I'm here. And I got to do something on the control panel real quick, and then you'll have my complete undivided attention. Just
Okay.
1 second. Let me make my way over there. Let's see here. Let me see. It looks like Jonathan Karadas is going to join us. So let's see here. He's from New Zealand. Get to the control panel and see what's happening there. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing?
Yeah, good. I got people in the background, so I'll keep muting it.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate that. I'm just getting the show geared up anyway. So let me.
I thought for a moment you might have a day off with it being 9/11. I went in, I couldn't get into your.
Oh no! Yeah, I don't take any days off, man. Every Monday and Friday, I've done the show for over 3 years.
Been paying you the big.
I don't think
they pay you the big. They pay you the big bucks, mate.
Oh man, what can I say?
You don't think we give him a day off, would you?
Hey, I love doing this, so I know you guys. I know you guys love it too. So we get a chance to hang out and talk about model aviation.
Yeah, just an acknowledgement of the day, the significance of it. Our thoughts with the families and everything. Not a good day for a lot of people.
Right. Yeah, I know, especially those first responders and firefighters and people like I definitely tip my hat to them, their sacrifice.
Yeah.
Very sad, very sad day. Definitely. Let me start with the comments in the chat box. This is a good way to get warmed up, saying this handle. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights says, hey, what's up? Thank you, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. I guess my mouth worked out. Thank you very much. And then Gary Sinclair, he's in here. He says, like provided. He's also a member of our YouTube channel. I can tell who our members are, who our supporting patrons are. So if you, matter of fact, we just got a super chat from Colin McCallum. Thank you much. Thank you very much. And then gave us a thumbs up and $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And Sparky appreciates it very well. This as much as I do or even more. Thank you very much. And Marcel Legrand, he's also a member of our YouTube channel. He says, hi, Charles and everyone at Stunt School. Let's get the party started. Yeah, let's get the party started. And then Marcel Legrand, he comes in, he says, hi, Bartman. I wonder why he said Bartman. Is that a nickname? Bart?
Well, that was a cartoon, I think.
I know you mean Bart Koplinski. This is the man that can borrow your airplane and beat you at a contest with your own airplane. I've seen him do it at the Wood and Arrows. Saw him borrow. I'm not going to mention the guy's name, but he borrowed a guy's airplane, and then he beat him. I think it was in Classic. I think it was.
That was a long time ago and far, far away.
Yeah, I'm sure you've done that so many times you probably forgot. And anyway, so I got the chat all caught up, and Bart, you was the first one in. So tell me what you've been doing. You've been working on your Pathfinder?
Yeah, I've got the wing and the fuselage filled in, and I'll do the fillets tomorrow. It's been a bit of a busy day. I'm trying to sell some radio control stuff for a lady whose husband died. And I go to the gym now, and I have coffee with my military guys. So I'm staying actually pretty busy.
Good.
But,
good.
I've got to talk to somebody because I want to join you guys and pay some money in. I don't know how to do that. Computers don't work with me. You got to understand.
I understand. When you come into our channel, any of the videos you watch is on Stunthangar. Below it, you'll see a blue button that says join. you click that join button, and then just follow steps by steps, and then it'll set you up. It'll be an automatic transaction off your credit card at the end of the month. For me, mine comes out at the end of the month, around the 30th or so of the month. Mine comes out.
Well, it's not that much. It's no big deal, but I'd like to participate. So that's good. We'll do that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I know I talked about it before, so I'm glad you haven't forgotten. I'm glad that you're seriously pursuing it. Appreciate it very much. And so even like this show, when you watch the replay, you'll see in the bottom of the screen, you'll see a button that says join, and click that button, and then they'll set you up.
I'll do what I can.
All righty, cool. And then Jonathan, so what you been up to? You're muted. I know you had a lot of background noise, but you're muted.
Yeah. I've just I've got a cousin here. Flew in the weekend, did a couple of flights, had fun. Still wasn't quite ready, although I moved around the airfield without my Linus hockey stick, holding me up. I managed to scoot around the place quite well, but I still wasn't confident enough to fly, a reasonably big model without being in my chair. So I just did some basic aerobatics in my chair and had fun. Flew twice, flew my Focke-Wulf 190, and had fun. Had a lot of fun.
Very good. This is a fun thing to do. I enjoy it immensely. It's just kind of hard to explain to people when you feel the plane. That is such a good feeling, right, John? I mean, it's like feeling that plane. It is such a good feeling. It is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It feels so good to fly a plane.
Real buzz out of it.
And then
I won't be long. I'll be on my feet soon.
Yeah, I actually broke my back years ago, and all I could fly in the beginning was just ringmasters, small stuff, and then and now I'm flying big planes, and I was flying a big plane. I was flying a 80-ounce plane at one point.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I was having trouble, a couple of weeks ago, even sort of walking, even with a stick. I was still having difficulty, but I've been doing some water walking and swimming 3 times a week, and it's building up my core strength.
I just came from swimming myself. Very good. So I really applaud you doing that. It's great exercise.
Yeah, it's great.
Fantastic. Let me see who came in. I think it might have been Sparky came in after you, Jonathan. Hey, Sparky, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Looks like your Viper is just coming along, man. Looking good.
28 days. 28 days today.
Wow. Wow, look at that.
It's a hell of a lot of work in 28 days, Sparky.
Yeah, a little bit.
A few hours. You've only put a couple of hours in there.
Yeah, just about 3-4 anyway.
Very nice, Sparky. That is very pretty.
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful.
Very pretty.
Going to be 52 ounces.
Well, it's going to be a pretty 52-ounce plane, and you. I can't wait to hear how good this thing flies. I'm just thinking it's going to fly fantastic.
Well, I'm hoping that's the replacement for my Junar. That's what I've been trying to get done.
Great. Well,
you're putting anything on the tail, Sparky, or you're sort of trying to keep the weight down?
With what I'm going to put on it, it won't add any weight. Airbrush a little bit on there, and I'm thinking about doing scallops back there like they did in the 60s.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Did you say that was 5 2 ounces or 6 2 ounces?
5.2, 52.
Oh, that is light. Good for you.
By golly, I think if I can build my Hurricane anywhere near that, I'll be tickled pink.
It's going to be 52 ounces. Right now, it's at 31 ounces, as you see it here, with no engine in it. So you put all the hardware in it, it'll be 50. With 2 ounces of clear, it'll be 52.
It's against the rules to have helium in them,
Oh yeah.
It's against the rules to get caught, Bart. So
yeah.
Yeah, really.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying. So
it's not how heavy you are, it's with the grace that you move, like me, you know.
And that gold leaf looks beautiful, Sparky.
Yeah.
It's gonna get a silver de-icing boot on the front here where the yellow is.
Uh-huh.
Side too. And then I'm gonna do red scallops on the rudder and red scallops on the tail. Then up here it gets my red and blue scallops in the front.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So the last 10% takes the longest.
Right.
It
So,
sure is
Bob?
nice.
Thank
Bob,
very
are you
much.
going to fly in February? Is that why you're putting the de-icer on?
Yeah, yeah. Is that the real Steve Smith or the original Steve Smith?
This is the original Steve Smith.
Oh, the original one. Okay.
Except no substitutes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming in, Sparky. Let me get to I think the
One
next
thing to
person
Steve.
was
Hold on just a second, Charles. One thing to Steve. The real Steve Smith did send a link for Prather tubing, and I got a roll of it. So
Yeah, I saw.
I don't know where he found it, how he came up with it, but I got to thank him for that.
all right.
Yeah, he's a youngster. He knows how to use Google.
Very good. Very good. So I think it was Caffeine next, I think. Caffeine, thank you for coming in. And how you doing? You made any progress on your vector?
Yeah, good morning. Hello. I went flying on last Saturday. I went to the field with my flying buddy. I flew my CBEC and my Vector. My CBEC was great. It was perfect. I could fly it really well, and I had really fun times flying the plane. But the Vector, I removed everything. I removed the weight. I stripped off the weight. I switched back to the tongue muffler, so I had a lighter plane and more powerful engine on that plane. Well, actually, the power and speed are there. The power and speed are back, but I could do the wing over really well. It's when I did the wing over, it was pulling like a train. It was really good, but when I was going into inverted, or I was going to do the lazy eight, somehow the line tension, I lost the line tension. I don't know why. Probably because of I think it's going to be not enough deep weight, or worse is I have some wing wrap or tilt or twist on the flap on the elevator. I have to check it again, because the last time I could do the lazy eight very easily or properly when I was having 2 ounces of tip weight. On last flight, I didn't have that much. I tried to reduce it into 1.5 ounce of tip weight, because when I was having the 2 ounce of tip weight, when it landed, the outboard wing is tilted down. Like when you land, it's just like this. Really, it's really apparent. So I think it's too much. But when I try to reduce it, the tip weight, I just couldn't do the lazy eight or inverted it. I just lost tension when I was trying to do that. So I think my next move, I will check everything related to the alignment of the wing, elevator, fuselage, and everything else. But I will also try to fly like one more time with more tip weight. So if the more tip weight is not going to help, or is not going to help, so I really need to go back really carefully to realign everything, I guess.
I have a couple questions for you.
Yep. Sure.
How long is the inboard wing longer than the outboard wing?
About 1
Uh,
inch.
Yep.
About 1 inch?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay. Now you took the muffler off, which probably made it more tail, more tail heavy. I'm not gonna say it was out of control, but you took some nose weight out of it that way. So that would
Mhm.
make it fly a little lighter on the lines.
Yep.
So if it's handling properly, other than line tension, you could also try moving the lead outs back a little bit.
Okay.
Or
That
put
might help you.
tip
Go
weight.
get the airplane and let's look at it. You can hold the camera at the rudder and we can look into the wing to see if there's a warp.
Yeah, that
Okay.
would be a good idea as well.
Okay. I will share some photos on the next meeting because I don't keep it at my apartment right
Okay.
now, so I cannot show it to you now. But I will take some photos and I will show it on our next meeting, I guess.
Take it from this perspective here. Right,
Okay.
straight down the rudder like that, so I can see both areas, the elevators and the wing, see if they're level or warped or whatever.
All right.
Detailed photographs.
All right.
Kevin, what was the wind doing when you were doing the aerobatics? When you were trying to do the lazy eight, where was the wind?
It was straight downwind. So at the downwind.
Was it loose on both the outside and the inside?
What was that? Sorry, Bart.
Was it loose on the lines during the inside as well as the outside maneuver?
No, on the inside loops, it was solid. It was very solid.
Okay. And during that lazy eight, the center of the lazy eight was directly downwind?
Yep.
Okay, that indicates you got a problem and it's loose on the outsides and not on the inside. It's probably not your tip weight. It's probably a warp or something else.
Okay.
I think one more time, I think if you have that much tip weight in there, that could be masking some other problems. So I would suggest you cut the tip weight back to no more than 1 ounce, either 3/4 to 1 ounce. All right. And then
I would
if the
agree.
wing, and then, there's so much with that much, if you have 2 ounces on top of that or whatever, however much you said total, that could be masking a lot of other issues. Take it back to 3/4 to 1 ounce. And try it again. And then actually what you're going to be looking for in flight, well, Sparky's going to try to look at your pictures and see if he can see a warp or something. But it sounds, it sounds like something's warped. All right. Either the flaps aren't level or the wing is warped or possibly the elevators side to side, if they're not level with each other. That can give you a lot of grief too. But it sounds like it's an element, something like that. But again, get the excess tip weight out of it, get it back to a more normal thing. A little bit of tip weight, excess tip weight doesn't hurt anything. A lot of it is just it's just crazy. It makes your airplane. You could go. It can really cause a lot of problems and stuff.
All right.
But that airplane, the ARFs come out pretty well behaved, airplane to airplane and stuff like that. And I feel pretty confident putting 1 ounce of tip weight in an ARF, or recommending 1 ounce of tip weight in an ARF, and being that would be close enough where you could go look for trouble someplace else.
Yeah.
And like Bart said about moving the lead outs would not be a bad idea either. I'd say personally, a lot of people talk about moving in very, very small amounts and stuff like that. Where you are right now, I would move it back at least 1/2 inch. Basically, half the spread of the lead outs, move it, they're about an inch apart. Move it about half of that. Bart, you're nodding.
Yeah, I agree. You can always come back, but that'll let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother used to use the
behind the
expression. He used to use the expression "ring the bell." All right. Make a gross change and see if it, see what it leads to. It's easy to come back if it's too much, but if you sneak up, you may not see you know, you may or may not get to where you want to be. So
Yep.
do it fairly
Yep.
aggressively. And then if it seems like that's too much, you can come back halfway, you know, just
Yep. Yep.
you know, maybe a
Yeah,
half inch back and a
exactly.
quarter inch forward, eighth inch back, you know, somewhere along the line, you'll get it to where
Yep.
G, the tip, you know, lead out position isn't the biggest problem. Let's go look for something else.
All right.
And you just keep adjusting little things around until everything's working happy.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
It's your
Well,
undercarriage.
actually,
And usually about the time you have the airplane all trimmed out, it'll be all worn out too. All right.
yeah.
So you take it, throw it away, get a brand new airplane, and you start trimming all over again. So
Yeah, I know.
That's the truth.
you know,
Well,
you
it's
you stop
actually
trimming the airplane when you stop flying it. So
Yep.
Careful now,
Well,
your
it's
wheels strike.
actually well, it's actually my second plane after a long hiatus. So there could be a lot of assembling mistakes or assembly mistakes or and everything else. So makes it the factor is too heavy or I don't know, probably not line enough, not in line. Everything can happen because on my CBEC, it's my fourth plane after the long hiatus, and everything was just. I think everything was just perfect. It was light. It was. I think it was straight and everything. So I don't have much problem flying the CBEC compared to the factor. So yeah, hopefully, I can fix the factor.
okay. Now
Yeah,
when you
Bart.
took them, okay, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Bart's
one other thing,
wants to jump in there.
as you fly hundreds of flights, you'll be more in tune with not only the airplane, but just flying in general. And you'll be able to pick up when you make a small change, you'll be able to feel it because you
Yep.
have the hours behind the handle. And that's important.
Yep. That's exactly right.
And then go ahead, Denny. You're going to say something else?
Oh, I don't know. It's kind of in the same vein, you know, the airplane I've been flying here, this Mobus I've been flying for the last 2 years. It's a very good flying airplane. And during the course of the summer, I've won some contests, got some trophies with it and everything like that. I was out again yesterday and I was undoing some trim items that I'd put on in it before the last contest, before I got 2 first and a second place, you know, in different events with it and stuff. And I undid trim that I decided wasn't delivering what it should have been. And, you know, that's just an example, I guess. You just keep working on it. The Bart, and, you know, looking for even small, sensitive little changes and stuff. I didn't think I was getting what I should be out of it. So it was like, all right, let's go look someplace else. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it was Paul
actually,
Walker's.
I talked to Mike Alamoff. I told him I was having a particular issue, asked him to watch the airplane real close to see if he could see it and everything like that. And I come back and I landed and I said, what do you think? He says, shut up and go and get flying. All right. Don't worry about it. Just go fly. All right. So that was probably pretty darn good advice. So
Sounds like big R advice to me.
well, I told him if his hair was curly, if he grew a big mustache, he said he could be my father. All right. So shut up and fly, you know.
Very good.
Joe's nodding too. You know that. Don't
I know very darn well.
That's
I
it.
love your dad.
Let me see here. Denny, so you been doing any flying or building lately? What you been up to?
Yes and yes. I got the Cleveland meet coming up this weekend. Went out yesterday and again today, and with the Mobest. It's the airplane I'm most comfortable with at this time, and it's a good multi-event airplane. So in Cleveland, I'll have a chance to fly it in profile, Nostalgia 30, and Pampa class.
Nice.
And I drive a subcompact car, so having one airplane for 3 events is a pretty good deal. So
yeah.
and so I like that. It flies well. It's very, very easy to fly. But I did one thing I did on it is I put it on slightly longer lines, and I like the result of that. I didn't even change my power setting or anything like that. It just had the effect of making the airplane feel like it was just a tick slower,
Right.
Yeah.
like me, and I just feel like I'm, able to stay ahead of it a little better. So
What
Well,
if
it gives your airplane more room to fly too.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, I
I'd
wonder
say
if we get older, we need longer and longer lines.
I've liked longer lines, even when I was 15 years old, I was flying on long lines, but
Yeah, but if I do that, I can't see it.
Yeah, that's when you
well,
have
I can squint, and well, you got to remember my airplane is pink, all right, so I can see it almost anywhere. So
We might need to
Yeah.
ask AMA to lengthen the line length because we're getting older. Where 70 feet was okay when we was younger, but now we need, stretch it out longer so we can slow the plane down.
You still got to walk to the handle. It's a long ways.
That's
Yeah.
you know what, that won't hurt us. Need some exercise. Keep us going.
hey, Bart, I can see this thing against almost any
Yeah,
background.
you can.
Oh, yeah, you
Hang
can.
on, Danny. Make it big.
All
Don't
right,
go anywhere.
so
Here's
Oh, that
pink.
is pretty.
Very
yeah.
nice.
Oh, it is. That's nice looking.
Wait,
So-
all right.
You know,
Move
you
to
talking
16.
about flying on 70-foot lines there, Charles.
What was that?
You was talking about flying on 70-foot lines.
Yeah, to slow it down because we're getting older. Yes.
Yeah, well, in our younger days, Bart was flying his Tempest. We was at Buckeye, Arizona. And the judges were sitting right on the 70-foot line. And they probably judged, 2/3 of the people. And then I walked out there with my big twin.
Oh no.
And I set the fuselage on dead center on that 70-foot line.
Damn.
When I took off, as I come around a nice slow takeoff, I see 2 sets of legs go over backwards. Both of them just push the chairs over backwards.
Right. That's right.
I probably didn't get any brownie points on that one.
No.
That wasn't a
They
40.
can't judge. They can't see. On their backs, they can't see your level of flight.
Yeah.
The chairs were a lot higher than the judges were.
Definitely.
So I understand that Bart's been working on his Pathfinder, and so how far are you along on your Pathfinder, Gordy?
Well, I got 3 coats of dope on the fuselage. Everything's covered. And then yesterday we went out and I took my big Tony out and I let Roger fly it because I just can't fly that big thing anymore. And we finally got it dialed in. It was still too fast. He thought it was fine, but he's probably 15 years younger than I am. Anyway, he was clicking along there at 5.0 lap times. And then today I sprayed his P51 for him in clear. And it is a masterpiece. I don't know if you heard he had problems with the decals when he shot it last week.
No, I didn't remember that.
Yeah, they were curling up,
Oh no.
He sprayed I think 3 tack coats on really light to seal them down. And then I came back and even then they curled up a little bit and he used a trim iron to try to seal them back down. Then I went ahead and shot the main clear coat for him. And then he came back. When was it? A couple days later. Anyway, they were really curled up bad. So he ended up he's able to peel them off and he used some prep sol to get the glue off. And he had some bigger ones. So he sanded all the edges, put the bigger ones on. And then he ordered some for the fuselage. Well, when they got here, they were damaged, so he couldn't use them.
Oh, geez.
I spent all day yesterday making bars, stars, and bars for the fuselage with monocoat. And
Wow.
anyway, he got that put on. We tacked him today, and then I sprayed another coat of clear for him. And I said, "You want to spray another coat?" No, I'm done working on it. I'm tired of this. I just want to go fly it. But it still looks really nice.
I can't wait for you to show it to us. Look forward to it.
Well, it's downstairs, but with my body the way it is, I'm afraid to try to carry it up the stairs.
Okay, I understand that. No problem. I understand
I'd
that.
have a hard time explaining how it fell down the stairs with me rolling on top of it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no sense taking a chance.
Well, Gordy,
Well,
you're
you got- you
experienced
got
enough.
funny
If you
to
fell
get-
down the stairs, you'd find that you'd figure out how to get it so the airplane never went underneath you. So
It was hard enough getting my Tony out. My Tony's even bigger than that is. You know, my Tony's got a 3-inch spinner, and you cannot put your hand around the fuselage in front of the stab.
right.
So
Well, have
Well,
Roger come over and have Roger show us the plane.
well, I think he's going to take it home, put it together.
Okay, or maybe
Even better. Well, have
Roger
him bring
come
it
in.
back and put him on,
The top part
get him on
works.
screen.
Yeah, the top block where his battery drops in, he had one of those little slide pins. So you pull on the pin and it releases the hatch.
Right.
He didn't like that pin. So he cut out a little 1-inch block, redone some hardware and redesigned it. And now you just push on that little block. The square block goes down, releases the pin, and then it springs back closed again.
Well, I'd like to see that.
That is so,
It's really trick.
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that.
yeah.
It's very simple. Very simple.
Well, no, it's not simple, Bart.
Well,
That was-
maybe to you.
Well, that's for me.
Let me see here. Who else? I think I skipped Stuart. Hey, Stuart. So, what you been up to? Thank you for coming in, by the way. You been doing any flying or building?
Yeah, we went out today, and now I'm starting to appreciate that Pathfinder more, because when you guys got the adjustments and told me what to do, and boy, what a difference. Just wow. It was good. I had a good day today.
Good.
A couple of good flights in, so that was nice.
That is great. That is
Did you
good.
get a chance to see Lenny's new airplane? Did he have it out?
Yeah, it was pretty good. The shark, it almost bit me.
Well,
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
close
Yeah,
only counts in horseshoes.
He's
So
been really happy with it. So he's doing something other adjustments at home, so he didn't fly it today, but he's like, he really likes it. So
yeah, the way he describes it in his post, it sounds like he's happy with it. So.
yeah, he was
That's
pretty
very good. Let me see. I think it was Mark Gerber. Say, Mark, thank you for coming in, Mark. How you doing?
Hey, Charles, good.
What you been up to? You been doing any flying or building?
I've been doing some building, but I had a really strange thing happen with my SV11. If I can share it here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No, it's not an uh-oh.
Not an uh-oh. All right.
It's one of those kind of things like, I can't believe this is what
It
happened.
reminds me of my plane.
Wait a minute, what happened to all my screens here? There, okay. So I got this thing finished a couple of weeks ago, and I got it out, and this is the second SV11 I built, and the first one flew really well. And I got this thing up, and it was acting really weird. Like it had a bad warp in the wing.
Huh.
And I sighted down the tail, like Sparky was saying, and I could not see a bad warp. And I thought I could see a couple of little things. And so I tried to tinker with it, and I flat some more, and it had stability and roll was really bad. And this is really scratching my head. After about the third or fourth flying session with this thing, with all kinds of little tweaks here and there, still, it wasn't just a little roll, it was a big one.
Huh.
And I kept flying it, and come to find out, this piece of monocoat over here, this trim strip right here,
Right. The green there.
yeah, it was peeling up.
Ah,
Oh,
Oh,
geez.
boy, that'll do it.
And that creates a great spoiler.
Yeah.
And I saw it when I was at the flying field. So I tore it, I was able to peel it off, get rid of it. And all of a sudden the plane just settled down really nice. And
That's
now it's
amazing
flying
what that'll do.
pretty well. But it was such that when a plane was on the ground, you wouldn't see it because it was just laying flat.
Right. Okay.
But
Yeah.
when it was in the air, it would, you know, the front edge would peel up and you'd get a beautiful spoiler effect. So anybody got an SV11 with these trim pieces on it, take your sealing iron and put them down good.
Thank you. I my plane is just like yours. Mine looks exactly like that. So
No caffeine.
Yes. What
You
are you
hear that?
experiencing? Yeah,
Same kind
I
of
hear
covering
that.
on your vectors on that SV11.
Yeah.
You check, make sure
let me-
everything's tight.
Let me share it. Let me share you my the photos of
Okay.
my vector on last. It rings me a bell of what Mark said. I'll get back when
okay.
it's ready.
Sounds good. So Mark, so
Mark, what engine do you have in that?
Super Tiger 60.
Okay. I'm just curious on what size it was in a fix.
No, it's a great plan setup.
yeah, it's a really good plane. I've seen several SVs fly in front of me, and then I have 2 or 3 myself. So let me see. I think Mark Weiss came in next,
Steve
and then
Smith.
Joe Mata. I mean, then Joe Gilbert. Excuse me.
Don't forget Steve Smith.
All right. Yeah, that's right. When you called on Steve, I thought that was when he was talking, but you're right. So Mark Wise, good to see you again. Thanks for coming in.
You too. I've spent the last couple of nights sitting on the couch with my cat and Win Paul's Volume 1.
Nice.
And in there was a very young Denny who actually, when he was young, he was cute. Something happened, but he was cute when he was young, did very well. And then Bart Kopinski, I didn't really know much about his background, but his first picture, his diaper was coming off while he was flying.
You weren't supposed to see that.
Yes.
Mark, nothing's changed.
But I'm really enjoying it and connecting names and faces, and it's a great volume. So now I'm just this Saturday and Sunday is the Northeast Pampa Regionals. It's unfortunately scheduled when 2 other big events are. So hopefully next year we'll look at the calendar a little better and go from there. So no modeling. I hope this weekend to fly the P-47 up at the contest. Not in it because I'm judging, but just I get some free time. So things are good. No complaints.
That's good. That's great.
Oh,
hoping.
Yeah, I did have one thing though.
What's that?
Did you share with these guys the picture of what you built?
No, I haven't. I meant to get it all set up, but I ran out of time today. Yeah, I could possibly share it later, but I'm not set up to share it at this moment. But yeah, pretty neat, huh?
Very neat. Very neat. Good job.
Thank you very, very much. I'll see if I can share it.
Well, that's one of the coolest show and tells ever, Charles. You got to show it. So
yeah,
my phone. See, they're on my phone. They're not on my computer. That's
yeah, I know how that works.
That's the challenge, because it's hard to. Maybe I go to. I'll find some pictures to share, but let me catch up. I'm behind a little bit. Tom Rammel, he said like provided. Thank you very much, Tom. I appreciate that. And Brent Williams says hola, and that's it. One thing I wanted to say, this is something that's really near and dear to my heart, and I really mean this. I hope, God forbid, no one ever feels not appreciated, because sometimes I can't get to you or what have you, and sometimes the gallery gets so full, it's hard, and I know people have to check out, but I hope you never feel unappreciative. I appreciate everybody who comes in, and I try to get to everybody. So
you do a great job.
Thank you very much.
Yes, you are.
I try to do the best I can possibly can. So let me see here. I wanted to get to the original Steve Smith in St. Louis.
Well, hello, everybody. Joe,
Yes.
I got a warning for you.
What?
Yeah, Sparky and I are coming down to Tulsa for your contest.
Good. Come early. Come Wednesday or something, you know, dang.
And how are the winds down there?
5 to 10.
Liar!
Sparky keeps telling me it's really windy there.
That's false advertising.
When it's my turn to fly.
Oh, okay.
Those are the inside winds.
That is so funny.
It can't be worse than Booter Park.
Yeah.
It can't be worse than Wichita, Kansas.
Oh yeah, that too.
It's going to be a good weekend, Steve. Come on.
Yeah, well, our contest here in St. Louis is this weekend.
Right.
So I've been getting ready for that. We'll see who shows up.
I talked to Larry. He's leaving Thursday, hoping to fly a little bit Friday and go contesting Saturday and Sunday. Larry Klutz used to live down there.
Good, good.
I'm sorry I can't be there because you guys came to my meet, but I'm going to Cleveland because they came to our meet too. So
yeah, and it's more than the limit away.
Yeah, well,
even there's a scale contest in Muncie, and that's just barely outside the 300-mile limit.
Yeah, well, the way I was looking at it, where I'm at, where Larry's at, and everything like that, it would have not been totally unreasonable to go to St. Louis, to Cleveland, to Canton, Georgia. That's about 8 or 9 hours away, and I'm not sure how far the Northeast would have been. I think probably about the same. Yeah, but not the end of the universe, especially for a multi-day meet and stuff. So it's just, this is a crazy, glorious weekend,
Yeah.
But
well,
next week we got Tulsa too, so
yeah,
that'd be a blast. I don't know if I'd ever make that, but anyway.
I'm training a couple of judges, so they're going to judge alongside the official judges, but their scores will not count. But we're going to do some comparisons after the fact. So I got the copy paper that they use at the Nats, so we can make 2 copies of the official score sheets. And then the judges in training will have their own score sheets marked judges in training. And that way we can total them up and kind of compare what we saw as the official judges versus what they saw as training, and hopefully I can graduate them to the judge at our next contest.
Great idea. I like that. Let me say hi to Joe Gilbert. Thank you for coming in, Joe. And
that was good.
And I know Bart, you had a question. I'll be right with you, Bart. So what you been up to, Joe? I know you got the miles on your mind.
I think it's going good. We had a trip to Nebraska the weekend, got home, going to go fly tomorrow, I think, a little bit. Mow and get ready for the contest. It'll be a good weekend. This weekend, I'll be getting stuff situated, and then next weekend we start. I think we'll have people coming Tuesday and Wednesday, I think, for sure. Coming up early to play.
Very good. Very good. So you had a chance to do any practicing with your Blue Max?
Tuesday and Wednesday of last week, I think I flew. Then we left town Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But I've been flying a lot.
Good. So Bart, I'm sorry. What did you want to say earlier, Bart?
So I got 3 little things. First of all, good luck to all you guys who are going to go this weekend. And I would like to invite everybody out to VSC this year, this next March. If you can make it, we'd sure love to have you. And it's a nice weekend. Even if it blows, it's a nice week. We take over a coffee shop and have a good time. But actually, in all the years we've had this contest, it's only been blown out one time. We've had to postpone it a couple hours, but it's a good contest. One thing on finding a warp that I think Bob Whiteley taught me some years back. If you have a mirror big enough where you can hold the airplane with the nose toward you, and then you can look in the mirror and actually see the wing better.
Oh,
I know it sounds weird, but it works. It works. And so that's another thing you can try to look for warps in your airplane.
that's a great idea. I have the hardest time seeing a warp. So, and if you can't see it, you can't fix it. So I'll try that. That's a great idea. It's a great idea.
But it works for me at times. It just depends, and but you have to have a mirror where you can see the entire wing. And it's a little farther away, so it's easier to line up and go from left to right or right to left. And you can just see it better.
Right. That reminds me of the time I was at your house a couple of years ago, and the Olympic I was flying had a little warp, and I think there was three of us. That Don from Don was visiting your house as well, and it was Don, you, myself,
Don Doobie,
yes, Don Doobie,
Don
myself,
Doobie, yeah.
And we had boiling water for the towels, and we had we had cold towels to cool it off, and we was a team effort to straighten out that wing, and that was fantastic experience.
Well, you have to do what you have to do when you're at a contest. You don't have a lot of time, so as long as we made it work, that's cool.
You did. You made it work. Yep, that was good. That was good flying plane. Let's see, I think who was next was Gary Sinclair. Hey, Gary, how you doing?
Okay. Yeah.
Good to see you, Gary. Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it. And let me see here. And then Mike Lonke is in the house. He's actually in the garage. I believe he's putting together his Axioma. He hasn't flown it in like 9 months, I believe.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for Canton next weekend.
Very good.
Haven't touched a stunt plane since last November, Vegas. So I figure I better get it out and put 3 or 4 flights on it before next weekend.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
And then I'll be going to King Orange as well. And then Las Vegas. Maybe Baton Rouge, Joe, if you're going to be down there. I might
Planning on it.
Yeah. We'll see.
When is that one? When's Baton Rouge?
It's not on the week. It's not on the weekend that any of these other contests are on. I know that.
Okay, that narrows it down. Is it after Vegas or before?
Week after King Orange.
It's the week after King Orange. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
So.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming in, Mike.
Vegas ends the year.
And then, so you have some photos ready, huh, Caffeine? All right. Let's see these photos. I know you're a professional photographer, aren't you? A professional photographer, Caffeine?
Yep.
All right.
Let me share.
Yeah.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, we do. Yep.
So is it like also like this, Mark? Like you have.
Like it does.
Yeah, that will cause some problem. That the trim coming off.
I would either seal that stuff down or peel it off. It doesn't look like it's helping anything.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, you were having it basically span wise, right?
Yeah, but I mean that kind of stuff like this doesn't. You don't know what may be going on there with the flow over the wing.
Yeah.
Especially that left one there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, I get some degreaser on there so it can go back down.
Whip it off.
Peel off the loose stuff.
And then
I will.
And then let me say hi and welcome to Mark Lumen. Long time no see, Mark. How you doing?
I'm good, guys. How about yourselves?
Doing well. Doing well. How's your bionic back?
It's getting better. It's getting better. Like I say, I've been at work all week. This week I'm in Detroit, and got some flights in before I left, so the back is doing better. And well, I think the last time Joe saw me, my leg looked like a wet noodle.
Numb. You were numb.
It was out of sorts, but yeah, that's looking good. I plan to be. We're gonna go St. Louis this weekend. Then Tulsa.
Good.
Then Omaha.
Yeah.
Then Omaha, and hope to make the trials. I don't know. We'll see how that works with that. Just to go. Yeah. And then Baton Rouge. So we got I got a full. Hopefully a
Fill
full
your
season.
car up full of gas, boy. You're gonna be busy.
I'm thinking, that's good though. I need it. I need it. Yeah.
Is David gonna fly trials?
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
David
yes.
Tripp's gonna fly in the team trials.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very
He's been working hard on a new ship, a different ship, and it's come together. At least I believe he messaged me the other day, and he said it's really flying good. It's flying like his old airplanes, so that's good. He's really excited about that. I'll be excited to get through the pattern. Yeah,
Yes.
but that'll be all right. Yeah.
Very, very good.
Mark, did I hear you correctly? You're coming to St. Louis?
Yes, sir.
All right. Looking forward to seeing you here.
Yeah, you bet. You bet. We're gonna head out early Friday morning. Yeah, we'll try to get a couple of practice fights in the afternoon. Yeah. Do you have
we're going to do some cleanup at the field in the morning, but Friday afternoon will be wide open.
Okay, good. That's good. Have you got a good idea of the turnout? It looks like you're gonna have a pretty good turnout, or it's just hard to say, right?
It's hard to say. Yeah, never know.
That's good.
We don't require pre-registration, so
sure,
can't know.
And you've got what classes Saturday? Is Pampa on Sunday?
Pampa's on Sunday.
Okay, and you got
profile. Old time and classic nostalgia 30 on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
As well as scale events.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. Well, depending on room and stuff, it'd be myself, Dave, and Kevin. So it's I make him bring 2 airplanes and be able to do both, either nostalgia 30 or profile on Saturday, and then maybe Pampa on Sunday for sure. Yeah, we'll just see. Yeah. I got to get home and fly a little bit before the weekend though, just to see what see if the lines still connect to the brain and the hands all in one piece. So
you got 3 more days.
Yeah. I'll get home Wednesday morning early. So yeah, that gives me 2 days. That's enough, right?
There you go. Yeah, ask Sparky. That's all it takes.
You betcha. Yeah. Piece of cake. Yeah.
Let me welcome John Miller, and then I'll get to you, Stephen. Say, John Miller. So, how you doing, John? What you been up to?
Been very busy in the music area, so I just got done. So I'm kind of beat.
No problem. Well, thanks for coming in. I still appreciate it.
I wanted to come in and see what was happening.
Absolutely. See what's happening.
I need to let Steve know I'm planning on getting that email out too.
You fake underneath.
Appreciate it. Yeah, be noted that I am coming.
Used for messages and FaceTime.
Very good.
Hey, John. I thought I recognized you now. You're not the bass player in ZZ Top, are you?
Yeah, he does.
Oh boy, would I
remind me of ZZ Top.
I think if it wasn't for the drug problem, think all the money,
That's funny. So, Stephen,
I played it hard.
Stephen, you been doing any flying with your new takeoff? area?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The takeover area is excellent in the way that works. I spent this week, and I cut the grass because I was pretty high from the good monsoon rain we had about 4 days straight, and the other grass on top of it. So I cut it this weekend first, and then went out there and flew. And the field is great. The field is in excellent condition. Joe, I wanted to say thank you for your input and help. That was great advice because I did do that with my upline and adjusted that, and I got the results I was looking for now.
Outstanding. Very good.
So now it's a matter of it was easy to get adjusted with the neutral, and I started to get adjusted with that. But now I like the inside maneuvers a lot more. They're more tighter, they're more smoother. When I wanted to hit the corner on the inside, I got more of a straight, direct corner and a better 90. So I like that. And then getting back into neutral, the plane didn't bounce up and come and hunt a second for me. I actually had a more better track getting out of the bottom corner. So I like all the results of that, and I appreciated that intel. I made that adjustment that week and tried it out this weekend.
So the checks in the mail.
Keep practicing and getting used to it.
The checks in the mail.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, you're muted, Denny.
Steve, make him come to Las Vegas to collect it.
Absolutely. Come to Vegas. You want to collect it? You come to Vegas.
That's right.
I got something to show you. I'll make you work for it too.
I'm tickled at work for you. A well-trimmed airplane's easier to fly, guys. It really,
absolutely.
It was, the plane flies great. The plane's trimmed really well. It was a matter now of trimming the handle and the handle line on the line, and then trimming myself now to make the plane better. But everything else worked great on it. But that all of a sudden became an improvement, and I caught on to that right away. And I said, "This is what I'm looking for." And then I flew 6 flights with it on Sunday. And each one I kept getting a little bit better with it and seeing it, and I kept seeing better reactions. So I started working harder on it, and said, now I like what I'm seeing. Now I got to get used to it, so I get a more comfort zone with it.
That's right.
Hey, Steve, just
right after Vegas,
back up
really
and just kind of clarify what the plane was doing and what the remedy was, because I want people to understand what happened.
Okay, so I wasn't liking my outsides. I was loving. My outsides, I was pulling everything tight. I was pulling everything where I wanted to be, and having great tracking abilities. My insides, I wasn't. My loops, I was coming too either egg shaped or too oval rounded. I didn't like the way it would come back into the center of the intersection. So the plane kept seeming like the tail was always having a drift to it. Was one issue I was having that I didn't like. The other thing which I really noticed that I didn't like, and I've been doing this for a long time, was every time I'm coming up level flight, and now I want to snap that inside corner, that first corner, when I would cut up to hit that 90, it didn't actually shoot straight up at a 90. It actually went off at a left angle and would scoot up, and then you had a hard time kicking over on the top. So the whole thing was out of proportion. Then the same thing coming down, I would come down and then try to hit the bottom corner, and actually the plane would bounce up and jump up, and I'd rise about 2 feet and then level back out. So I didn't like the way the plane was turning. And I kept saying, no matter what I'm doing, if I hit it hard enough, I hit it hard and I get the corner, but then I'm jerking the plane around and it wasn't right. So Joe suggested to me about adjusting how to adjust the upline and shorten it, or raise it up and work it on the handle. So I shortened it up on the handle, and that made that adjustment so that I had more control on up to tighten up the inside maneuver.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
I know Sparky even gave some input about that too. He even said, "Hey, you got to adjust the upline."
Yeah, and I think Sparky and I was talking about the overhang too a little bit, but yeah.
But Joe noticed it too because he judged it at VSC when I did it in 70s, and he said the plane was drifting, and the tail end was doing that, and that was always on an inside. And I was noticing now I paid more attention to it, and I was like, no matter. And when I did get the corner right, or if I did get the turn right, it didn't finish out right that I was comfortable with. It was too, I was kind of working a little bit too hard on it. And I shouldn't have to, because the plane's really trimmed well. So what I did now with what he said, now I was able to not have to work and actually fly the plane more. And I could get the plane to turn and react.
Very good. Are you using a wired handle or are you using a hard point handle?
Hard point.
Okay, so you just shorten the clip?
Yeah. Bring the clip, shorten the clip in.
Okay, very, very cool. Very, very cool.
It's a Fancher hard point.
Very good. It's my favorite handle.
Charles.
Yeah.
Denny's still there. Denny, did you go to the doctor the other day and ask him for the doctor's paper?
Hey, John, could you say that again? I didn't hear that.
Did you do what I did when you went to the doctor the other day on leaving? Did you ask for the paperwork, if you could have the paper, the doctor's paper?
Without getting too elaborate about it, I decided ahead of time that probably wasn't a good strategy. All right. And let it go. Let's just let it go at that. All right. So
very good.
I do have a roll of doctor paper, brand new roll of doctor paper here, and whatever.
I like that.
I have a question for anybody in general here. I was hoping Lenny would come on because I know he's actually done this. And remember when Lenny was talking about his Bear, the airplane he built last year, he said he covered the open bays in the wing with polyspan, just the open bays, like a half-inch around, whatever. And then use silk span, I think, everywhere else.
Over top.
You know, did he go over the top of the polyspan also? So like 2 layers? So he could get the same finish, or did he just cover like up to the polyspan? You know what I mean? And for that matter, it's kind of an open question to any of you guys. Do you ever do that where you try to cover up the polyspan so you don't have to fill it out as much, or prevent it from getting into the fuzzies or anything like that? Does anybody do anything like that?
Roger Kramer does.
I stopped using the polyspan for that.
He covers the open bays with polyspan, then goes back and puts a couple coats on, sands it, and then lays Jap tissue over the top of it.
Of everything, then? Jap tissue on everything, then?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Who does that? Who's that again?
Roger Kramer.
Okay. That's the guy who was just doing that Mustang you were talking about?
Yeah, I sprayed clear on it this morning for him.
Oh, okay. Could you scratch a little off and see if he did it on that airplane? No.
He did do it.
All right, never mind. Never mind. Okay, that's
Roger's
good to
a
know.
very
That's
good
actually what I
developer,
was looking
and,
at. Heaven forbid, I'm looking at trying to paint something, and I was thinking of doing exactly that. Is Jap tissue is wonderful for building up a finish quickly and lightly and everything like that, but it's not. It's hopeless on open bays and stuff. But a polyspan and open bays, and then a top layer of Jap for
Right.
just for the final finish and stuff sounds like it could be a pretty good approach. So
Yeah, he puts about 2 coats of clear over the polyspan, and then he lightly sands it, wipes it down good with a tack rag, and comes back and lays the Jap tissue over it.
yeah. The only times I've ever used Jap tissue also, I've always applied it dry and actually using thinner, to pull the clear up through, up into it and stuff like that. So having a couple of coats of dope on the poly
he puts it
would be a pretty good
on
start
wet
too.
and works it down.
What's that,
Okay.
Bert?
Thanks, Bunch.
I'm sorry, Roger puts his tissue on wet and just carefully works it down because it'll stick, and then he dopes over that.
So he puts the
saw him do a
Jap on wet.
demonstration.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff just falls apart when it gets wet, I thought.
It does.
Well, you be careful with it. That's all.
Yeah, I guess. I
That's
guess
all
if you're putting it over a solid area, you can afford to, if it breaks up a little bit or something like that, it's not exactly the end of the universe. So,
Yeah. Well, I saw him do it, and it works for him. So, He's quite a
Is that
guy.
Jap tissue? Is that
Yeah.
that Jap tissue? Yeah.
Japanese tissue.
Jap tissue.
Like they use on rubber models and stuff like that. Usually
Sparky,
has a
you used
shiny
that on your
side,
last
and
model.
usually
How'd you
just
like
a
it?
couple of coats of dope and that stuff shines right up, finishes beautifully, and it's so delicate to handle that, you know, it's almost
Yeah.
hopeless.
I
But
just
once
was
you
watching,
know how to swedge it on, it's gorgeous.
I just was watching a video today Bob Hunt puts out of a guy who does Japanese tissue, and how he gets it on is with a glue stick or white glue. He puts
Yeah,
it
you can do
dry,
that.
puts it on dry, works it out, and then dopes it or shrinks it and dopes it.
Yeah.
Does he spin the white glue?
Yes, 60-40, 60 water, 40 glue.
Yeah.
But the glue stick seems to be the way to go because it's purple, and when you rub it on, it's purple, and then when it dries clear, so you know when it's dry. Then you put the tissue on the dry airframe and rub alcohol through it. So it was pretty good. I can't remember the name of
The
that guy.
pre-flight guys, if I pay the pre-flight guys, a lot of them I think use alcohol rather than water because the alcohol dries faster, and it's where the tissue touches the balsa wood. If the rest of the wing dries and that isn't, it'll rip there when it dries.
That's just what I said. They used alcohol on it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I understand the technique too, is they sip the tequila and they blow it through a little tube and spritz it on.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, I can't see any wrinkles. Oh.
You get to work.
Okay.
You got to be dedicated, Dennis. Dedicated.
Okay. All right, I'll go back in my corner now. So
Hey, Lynn,
thanks for the
Bob's
advice,
here.
guys.
Yeah, Leonard's here.
Hey, Lynn, how you doing? Thanks for coming in, man.
Well, actually, Lynn can answer the question now.
Yeah.
What's the question?
The question was about your bear. All right.
Yes.
And I remember you talking about you covered the open bay with polyspan, and then you use silk span over the top of that.
That's right.
And did
Makes
you
it
cover
much more
over
durable.
the poly also, or did you cover around the polyspan? Did you cover like right over it?
Right over it.
Okay.
Yeah, right over it. So I did the polyspan on the open bays, just about maybe 3/8 to a half inch, like onto the skins of the wing. Covered all the open areas with that, and then I went right over with silk span and did the whole wing.
Did you put any dope on the poly before you know, like a couple of coats?
Yeah, a couple of coats. That's all.
And then you put the silk span.
And I don't even think I put any dope like right on the whole polyspan. I think I just put it around the edges.
Oh,
Stuck
really?
it down, shrunk it, and then covered over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, as little dope as possible. That airplane actually came out very light. It was 59 ounces, that bear.
Oh.
Well, I know it's a really pretty airplane too. You did a great job with it. So
Is it piped?
Yeah. I tried it both ways. I liked it better without the pipe. I think my motor's a little suspect. I think that the old Rojet 61 that I was running in it, I don't think it's a very good motor. It probably needs some work. I think that's what the deal is. It needs some parts.
Lenny, they make different buttons for those engines too.
Right.
The button
Okay.
head.
Yeah.
Okay. You want the racing button probably.
Okay. All right.
We'll talk.
If I do see, the guy who had that motor before me did not take very good care of it, unfortunately. And so when I got it, I put a bunch of new parts in it, but it never quite performed the way I really thought it should.
Did you break it in first, Lynn?
Oh, it was broken, period, when I got it. Not broken in, broken.
Did you put a piston liner in it?
Yeah, put a new piston and liner in it.
Yeah, did you break?
What? Oh yeah, I break all my motors in for sure, most
Okay.
definitely. 2-minute
Check the,
runs, you know,
on
at
the sleeve,
a
port open.
fast 2-stroke right on the beat.
Yeah, I break all mine in too.
How many portholes is on that sleeve on the 61? Is it the same like the 67?
I don't know. I don't pay too much attention to
see how
that.
many
I'm not
portholes.
much
Make
of
sure
a
you got the
motor
large-
guy.
Make sure you got the large porthole on the sleeve going on the exhaust.
Yeah, it's in the right way. That I do know. I know enough to know that it's in the right way.
You know, I had my 67.
Could've
the
run
first
if it
time.
wasn't in
The
right.
small-
My
I had the
biggest
small hole.
problem was I had leaks out of that. That engine always seemed to, even though I had the pipe all tight and everything all tight, the airplane was always all covered in fuel and the cowl and all around the front. It was just a mess all the time.
That's coming out
And
the
it
front
seemed like
bearing.
it was spraying. Excuse me. It seemed like it was spraying fuel out of the Venturi all the time.
It is. Your pipe's too short, probably.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming out of the
That may
crank.
be what the problem was.
You run 16 3/4, the greenie, 12.4, 10.2 at launch.
Yeah.
No,
What's
no,
the
no.
greeny thing?
Greenie ether. The ether
Oh,
greenie.
green ether pro. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's what I should run. You're saying. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I can do that.
If your pipe's short, it'll puke out the front something terrible because the exhaust is coming back in. The pipe's not closed up in the front yet.
Well, I ended up in the end, I ended up putting a good pipe on it, like a proper Randy 61 pipe on it, and it was fine. It seemed good after that. The run was nice. The only problem I was having then was it was still spraying a lot of fuel out around the cowling and stuff.
You sure it's not coming out of the front bushing, front bearing?
What about the front bearing?
I say, could the fuel be coming out of the front bearing instead of the Venturi?
It's possible. What I should do is send the motor to Dub and let him have a look at it and tell me what he thinks.
That's correct.
Because I don't know enough about motors. Send it to the guy who built the thing and say, hey, make it work for me and send it back.
He's got 2 of mine right now.
And that's what I've always done. If it's a motor that Dixon's worked on, I send it to Dixon. If it's a motor that Dub's built, I send it to Dub. If it's a Randy motor, I send it to Randy. They work.
Yeah.
If you do what you're told.
Well, you know, my PA 61 was doing virtually the same thing. It was filling the inside of my cowl up with fuel and oil.
Yeah.
And so I took it out, and I couldn't get through a pattern on 6 ounces of fuel. So I pulled up my friend and asked him if he could look at it. So I went out there, we tore it apart, and we mic'd the crank to the shaft bushing. He bored the front out halfway to the Venturi and put in a new front bushing, and then honed it to a tighter tolerance.
Okay. Well, mine has a new case.
Pardon?
Mine has a brand new crankcase. So
Yeah,
the bushing should be fine.
Well, this was a brand new engine.
But it may be the crank that's no good. I don't know.
No, the crank was fine.
Okay.
But anyway, he bored that out and rehoned it tighter on the bushing. And I put it back in the same airplane, same prop and fuel, and I had overruns with the 6 ounce tank.
Wow. There you go. You see? Wow. That's amazing.
Jim
So I know what to do if
Jim Hoffman has had the same problem on his 51. He was going through 7 ounces of fuel on his 51.
Woo!
And I told him what Glenn had done to my 61. So I gave his number. He called him, and Glenn did the same thing to his. Now he goes through the same pattern with the same fuel and prop and engine on 4 3/4 ounces of fuel.
That's awesome.
You know, it's
Good
just
stuff.
the front bushing. You know, a lot of times it just as well as the front bearing. No, it wasn't the front bearing. It was the bushing was too loose in the crank. you know, in the
I
shaft.
bet you that's what, I bet you that was what was wrong with that engine, because you see, Dub didn't fit that motor. It was a bunch of parts from a bunch of different motors. So, you know, that's the deal. I
That's
guarantee it. Because the guy who had it before me had crashed it a couple of times and put it back together a couple of times, and God only knows what was in it. So
Skip it.
my own fault for not running a really good motor. So now I'm running really good motors.
Yeah.
Like the motor I'm running in my new airplane's a brand new PA 61, and it's just a dream.
Yeah.
With a brand new pipe. It runs beautiful.
Yeah, I've got that 61 in my Aftrix, and that thing never breaks a sweat. Just four strokes through the whole pattern.
Exactly. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Lenny.
Yeah, I heard you kick some Canadian butt this weekend.
Well, yes and no.
Oh, okay. What's the deal? I heard you won anyway.
I did. I had a good Saturday. I won half A and I won speed limit, and I was undefeated all day. I didn't lose any matches.
Wow.
So,
Awesome. Well done, Mike. That's
Good deal. Good
outstanding.
job.
Well done, Mike.
Well done. Yes.
it was a good day, but ultimately I did not fly Pat or Ivan, and I should have.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So we got started late on speed limit. I don't even think we finished till 7 o'clock in the evening. But
Wow.
I had 5 wins, no losses. Pat and Ivan were 4-0, and they flew each other. And I forget who lost or won, but they both wrecked their airplanes, and they didn't have any more airplanes. So we just we stopped. And just
Okay.
based on the fact that I was 5-0 and they each had a loss, you know, they conceded to me. But technically, I should have flown one of them. You know.
Okay. Okay.
But
That's all right.
I offered Pat airplanes. I said, I have 2 airplanes right here. I'd rather fly you, you know, fly my stuff. And he's like, he didn't want to do that. So, so that's how I won speed limit. But I was undefeated, 5-0.
Pat's a good guy. He's like that. He's a good competitor.
But in half
done,
A, I killed everybody I flew to get to first place. I won every match with a kill. So it was a lot of fun.
Good for you.
And then Sunday, I just went out and helped judge F2D. I did not fly anything yesterday because I had to.
Did Sam go?
Sam did not go. No, not to this one.
All right. All right.
Nope. But I had to drive back to Detroit last night, so I only stuck around for F2D, and then they flew fast afterwards. Breeze won fast, I guess.
That's what I heard.
Mm-hmm. There was some other Canucks there too. Vadim was there, and
Vadim was there, yeah.
And Walter.
Oh, was Walter there? Okay.
Yes, Walter was there too. So we had 4 Canadians, all the Detroit guys, a couple of Cincinnati guys meet. We actually had 15 pilots there. So it was a really good turnout.
That's awesome.
It was a good turnout for Detroit. We haven't had the numbers that high in a long time. And we had a special guest appearance by our own Mark Lumen. Mark was in Detroit teaching guys how to fly 737s. So he snuck out of work early on Saturday and came over to the field and got to watch about 2 hours of combat. And
it's awesome.
We might have had a beer. We might have had a beer together. I don't know.
Possible. He had so many you can't remember.
Mike.
It's possible. Yeah.
Hey Phil, thanks for coming in. How you doing?
Doing great. Doing great. Just trying to stay upright.
Right. You been doing any flying or painting or building?
Done a bit of flying, done a bit of painting, trying to get a few things finished up and
good show.
Trying hard just to get a few things finished. I've made up my mind I'm gonna try to finish 4 airplanes this year, which before you think that means a whole lot of building, it don't mean any building. I'm gonna try to paint 4 airplanes between now and when the weather gets bad. But I think it can be done. I'm not sure. The Humongous is the closest. It just needs a little touch up on the white and then yellow on the wings and blue on the fuselage and put in the roundels and clear it. It's not going. I don't think it's going to get any ink, or at least
not much. I mean, I'll probably draw in the ailerons on the wings, but that's probably it. So that's the closest, and then comes an ombre and I don't even know, 3 Cavaliers, a Cavalier SV, a Cavalier, and a Cavalier profile. And then I don't know what's after that. Yeah, I have several. It's bad when you just hate to paint. And I finally got a new gun that I think will work. I found the tick. I found the thing to do. Buy a gun with an 01 tip, not an 03. The 03 is what they use for primer. I wonder why my paint jobs are always so darn thick. You know, why there's so much paint coming out. And I went and asked somebody that did a really good paint job recently. And he said, no, it's 01. So then I called Sparky and I talked to him. He said, an 01. So I said, okay, I'll go get the
find
01.
it 0.08.
Do what?
My guns are 0.08.
Well, I guess that's what mine are, because I talked to Sparky and I went and ordered the gun. So maybe that's what it is, 0.08.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're tiny. It's a tiny tip compared to what I had. And it works so much better. Sparky, that is so pretty. It's not even funny.
Thank you.
Now I have some cheap Harbor Freight spray guns. Can I get?
I do too.
Can I get?
I do too.
For that as well.
That's what my guns are, Harbor Freight junk, but they sell different ones. You got to look at the guns. All these guns are where'd they go? Oh, they're over here.
Yeah, they always have that $9.99 special. It's a $15 gun, and they sell them for like $9.99.
Now these are they were 35. They're probably $50 now.
And those are about $50 now. Yeah. Yeah, that's the good one.
That's 0.08. And I got one for every color.
I got those. No.
So those come
That's
with
the way
0.08,
That's the way Wendy used
or
to
you
do.
need
Wendy
to
had,
order the tip.
Yeah, weren't you using the purple gun that they had over there at Harbor Freight?
No, I have some, but no, they're not any good.
No, I only use them for a short while and then I get rid of them. They're throwaway guns. You don't use them too long.
This one here.
I got one for every color. I use one for every color and then I got separate ones for clear.
This is my clear gun. It comes from a body shop. It's 0.08 too, but it has a metal top. It's a little different brand than Harbor Freight.
yeah.
What's
So
that?
is my clear gun. My clear gun is the most expensive gun I own.
Is that a DeVilbiss?
No, it's a Chinese knockoff.
Oh,
I got a DeVilbiss suction feed that Bernie Trent gave me for primer. I mean, it'll put on some primer, buddy. I also have this will really put out the smoke too. Want to put on some stuff. This is a Spectrum. It's a knockoff of a SATA. And she'll put out some material. It's HTE, high transfer efficiency. But you don't want to use these big guns on airplanes because it puts way too much paint on. Use the little ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you
that's what
mentioned
I discovered. That's
ordering
putting out
these
way too
tips.
much, adding way too much weight to it.
Where do you order these tips at?
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight. Okay.
Buy that gun that I just showed you. They're like they were $35. I don't know what they are now, but I'd say about 50 because the prices have gone nuts.
Okay. You wait for them to give you that coupon that comes on that catalog.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that coupon in maybe but once this year. I think it was the 4th of July sale.
Yeah, that's about right.
They snookered me when I went in there. I had a 25% off any purchase item. So I wanted to buy a 12-inch disc sander. It's $200, so I figure we'll get $50 off. I'll get it for $100.50. We'll take it. Well, there's a little asterisk by there, and I said, "You got one of these?" He said, "Yeah, we got one." I said, "Well, I got this coupon." He said, "No good." I said, "Well, it says any item." He said, "Look right there," and it's a little tiny dot on the coupon, and it says excludes Bauer.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it also excludes a tool chase.
Yeah,
Tool
the tool chest
Yes.
and power, and I
Right.
go, well, isn't that the BS?
Yeah.
Yep.
I know.
Been there. Went through that
Yeah,
crap.
they bit me good. I went by, I'm gonna buy an expensive tool case. And when I found out that they excluded the tool case, I just said, thank you, turned around, walked out.
Exactly what I did.
Not the car picture. Okay.
I'm
that's
trying
better.
to share something. It's off my phone. So let me see. I think see, I got to bring it on the other screen here. This is what I've been working on. Let me see here. Do this and then screen. Okay. You see that Pelican case?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's inside there is what I've been working on.
Oh,
Looks like a bomb.
Yeah, I know it. I never thought about that. So I took this is a power supply out of a PC. Now this is a big power supply. It's 750 watts. It had a huge wire loom on it. I took it apart and I unsoldered all but 6 of the wires. And so I just have these little wires here. There's 2 in here, 2 in here, and then 2 go to this resistor. And then I took apart these dual mini chargers and I mounted them to the plywood. And so now it fits inside this Pelican box. I see there. And then here's some pictures of it. That's another picture. That's it. That's it outside the box. So I have a cord that goes inside here, and there's a switch, an on and off switch there. And I can charge 4 batteries simultaneously at the same time. And I did it today. They were at storage charge. I brought them up in like 28 minutes, 4 batteries.
They're putting out 12 or 24 volts.
This is putting out 12 volts.
Power supply got 2 server. Will DeMarno built it for me. 2 server power supplies puts out 24, and you plug your charger into that. It'll charge 10 batteries at once.
All right,
wow.
very good.
24 volts.
That's one like Joe Daly's got.
And let me see. I have another picture of
Well,
it.
Will DeMarrow, he's got that pretty down pat. Well, it's the electric stuff. I had to put that together. And he's really smart with that.
Yeah, so this is what I've been doing, and it works fantastic, and it fits inside the box.
What do you have to plug that into, Charles?
I just plug it into a wall socket or
110 outlet.
Yeah, just a 110 outlet. Yeah.
This box
Not bad at all.
constructed.
And
now, if you can get the part to get you a 110 outlet, you're in business.
You know what? I know I didn't show it to you, but there is an outlet a little bit to the left where we was at, Phil.
Well, that's cool. You
Inside
got
that
it made
baseball
then.
diamond, there's a baseball diamond, right? There's I think it's a softball diamond, so it doesn't have a pitcher's mount. And then out there's a power supply there, a power outlet there. And so I plug it in, and I can charge 4 batteries at a time. And so
that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I mean,
get yourself a 1,000-watt inverter for your car and just plug it into your car.
Yeah, that's another way. Yeah, but right now I'm really set now. I mean, I'm very happy with this setup. It's
should be
very
good idea.
It all closes up inside that box, and I can even put a lock on it. If I want to lock it up, and it's
you have done very well, Grasshopper.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you never know when
Charles,
somebody
can you
might
back up
want
a
to
little
steal
bit?
it.
Yeah, Charles.
What's the looks like you have a gold resistor sitting there next to the power supply?
Yeah, it's a I forgot how many ohms. It's a big ohm to keep a load. See, on your computer, it doesn't the power supply doesn't come on until you push
it. Sees a load.
Right. So I put that load there. That's I forgot how many ohm it is. It's a pretty significant power resistor, so that the power supply will work.
So that keeps the power from supply from basically from shutting down for lack of
Yeah, right.
lack of work.
It won't even turn on without. I mean, before I used to just jumper these two wires together. I mean, if you would have saw how my setup was before, I mean, I used to be so embarrassed because I had this big old computer wire harness from the PC still intact, dragging its power supply with all these cables. It looked pretty ridiculous. So now I'm past all the embarrassment and have a pretty nice setup.
It looks
Put
very
this
neat.
terrorist box into the baseball field.
Say again, Stephen.
And you plug this terrorist box into the baseball
Yeah,
field.
I know. Yeah.
Really brings it to Vegas.
Well, I'll tell you what, y'all talking about somebody stealing something. Now, just to prove people will steal anything, I got a buddy that's got a cabin in the mountains. He built a big front deck on the house, and it's about 12 feet in the air. Well, to do that, you have to have 4 big, I don't remember if it's 4x4 or 6x6, but I think it's 6x6 posts holding up the front of it. He called me tonight. I've got to go up there in the morning and help him put in a new post because somebody stole the corner post. Now, who the heck steals a post off of somebody's deck?
Somebody wants to build a
Jesus
deck.
Christ.
Somebody,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
What do you do? You need a post for a deck and you haven't got one. You got no money.
I
Go
guess.
steal one.
I guess I will lock my Pelican brief up.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know.
I'm telling
I
you, I'm
do
not
know that
kidding you.
there's this guy in St. Louis. He's looking for all kind of special wood to make I-beam spars out of. Sounds
Well, I
like
heard
he
about him.
made a whole forest of I-beams out of that. Out
And this
of
stuff
that
was well dried and
6x6.
everything. Good gracious.
Well, and you know how
Cornering the
them
market,
hillbillies
that guy.
are.
Oh my.
So Mark,
Yeah.
help me. Let's get back on Mile Aviation, Mark. Please help me.
Hey, I just got a couple pictures to share.
Nice to see you, Bart.
Just a question for Sparky. On that point wire you make, how thick is it? 1/8 inch or?
Piece of wood looked like a quarter.
I was asking, hang on a second, Bart, and then hang on, Gordy. Mark Lumen, you got something to share with us, Mark?
All sounds the same. Bark, Mark. Yeah, that's like,
Yes.
it's like a dog barking. Bark,
That's a dog with a hair lip.
That's it.
Do you have some photos to share with us, Mark?
Yeah, let me get my brain back into the share mode here. Hang on a second.
All right.
Share screen.
Oh, cool.
Oh my gosh.
Charlie Reed.
Charlie Reed. Jim
Charlie
Lee.
Reed. Jim Lee.
For those who don't know, go ahead and tell us who we're looking at.
Yeah, Charlie
Oh,
stopped
I know
by.
those guys.
Yeah, Charlie stopped by here last week. He was in town visiting his daughter, and of course it's Charlie Reeves, Dave Trimble, and of course Jim Lee. Yeah. And Charlie he hadn't flown about 3 years, but he hopped out and did some flying. He brought a Teosaki. Yeah.
Nice.
That's Dave actually flying there, but about Teosaki. And it ended up being one of those days where it started out okay, and then the wind monster came up, and it was just ugly. So we went back to the house, and Charlie was signing all the books.
Oh, nice.
Well, he's in there a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some pretty planes in that room.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But it was a good
Outlaw, is that Dave's house? Because that's the Outlaw was his airplane, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's our house, my house. Dave, we got him in the basement. We got him an apartment in the basement. So yeah.
Okay.
No, it's all
right.
good.
I got a dumb question for you, Mark.
Oh, I
Have
got
you
a dumb
lost some
answer
weight?
for you.
Have you lost some weight?
Yeah, I have. It's probably with the back injury and stuff like that, and that'll do it.
Hey, you look different. I was trying to figure out what it was too.
Yeah,
Look good, Mark.
I've cut down. Cut
Wow.
down some.
My first
Well, take care of yourself. You don't lose too much.
first back surgery, I lost 35 pounds.
I'm at 30. I've lost 30. Yeah. But it's all coming back now, so that's good. But I'll tell you, you know, of course, obviously I'd never met Charlie Reeves before, you know, and yeah, but what a just a great historical conversation in the afternoon with, of course, Jim Lee and them and, you know, Dave. They just yeah, lots of good conversation.
Did he tell you about his experiences with a Shark 45 or a Humbler? It's actually a Humbler.
Well, this is a Humbler.
We started talking about the Humbler because recently Kevin put together one as a Humbler, you know, there, and it's got the same paint job and stuff. And we messed around last night and forgot to show him pictures of it, but he talked about it a little bit. But you know, it was good.
Yeah, he took second at 62 Nats, right behind Lou McFarland, who designed the Humbler. He took second with his Humbler. And Charlie probably did not mention that because he's way too modest, but Charlie used to be a heck of a flyer. He's still a heck of a guy. He's one of my all-time favorites. He's one of my all-time favorites. He's a great guy.
He's a great
this
guy.
dude that just popped
Really
up on the screen's pretty good himself, old Joe, but Charlie Reeves is a mess.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to visit, good to meet him. And of course, they had a lot of good reminiscing and stuff like that. That was good.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see him out of PSC.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure to see Charlie anywhere.
Yeah. That's where I always met him and knew him from. And
I got a quick engine
really nice
question.
guy. I was looking forward to it.
Yeah. He used to come to our Huntersville contest every year. We're really going to miss it. Well, we don't have the contest anymore, but I'm really going to miss seeing Charlie at the contest.
Yeah, that's you know, he said he's starting to get around a little bit more. He wants to fly a little bit, you know, so we might see him.
Gosh, I hope he can.
Yeah.
I hope he can. He's
I got a question about a Super Tiger engine. What do you guys know about a Super Tiger 56?
I have one. Runs like a 60.
Runs like a 60.
Okay.
They do.
It doesn't.
I've got two of them.
60 though.
Say again.
It doesn't shake as much as a 60.
No. They run great.
I picked up one recently. I just got to get it. I got to get another Venturi and another needle valve for it. But
well, that guy in the blue shirt, that's the one you need to see about Venturis and needle valves. Jim
Lee.
Yeah.
We've already talked about that. And he did mention something. I got to look at the engine about which muffler to run. It says depending on what kind of port it has, whether you run a tube muffler or a tongue muffler. Yeah. So I got to look back.
I used to like the aluminum tube mufflers on them.
Yeah, I put a tube on mine.
And that
I took the ugly.
That doesn't have any muffler ears, right? So you got to use a strap on, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
You know, so, yeah, that's the. Well, of course, Jim can hook me up. You know, we can get that done. Yeah,
we
just got to figure out what.
We took the big long tube and cut it down to about 2.5 inches long, and everybody's trying to figure out where did you get that custom muffler. I left them guessing. I meant to answer the question, and somebody else said something else, and I never did get back to tell him it's a stock muffler. It's just missing 2 inches out of the middle.
It's self-customized. You just hacked it down, right? Yeah,
that's
works.
it.
That works. So that's got to figure out an airplane to build.
It looks like a piece of chrome. It's really nice.
Now I just got to figure out an airplane to build for it. What size? I think I'll figure out what size airplane. We got to figure out something. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything you'd put a 51 on, that thing will pull it just great. It's got great manners, great motor.
Gotcha.
Hutchison Warbird.
Yep.
Yeah.
I should do it.
That's
I'll
great.
do it. I actually in the future plans and stuff, I want to build a Hellcat, you know, like my profile Hellcat, but a full fuse Hellcat. So maybe get a little bit bigger wingspan out of it, you know.
Well, as pretty as your profile turned out, you ought to do that.
Well, you know, it's good. I think you know, I'm finally getting into the ability. My building ability at this point, you know, is much better than my flying ability. But I'm getting there.
You'll get there.
Joe,
You'll get there.
Oh yeah.
Joe, have you ever seen the roadkill chipmunk?
What's that?
Did you ever get to see the roadkill chipmunk? That thing, I'd always heard about it, and I had heard of the guy who had it, but I didn't know who it was. And I got to meet him at Brodak and did not know that it was his plane.
Oh, Tim Stagg, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Tim
know.
Stagg.
Absolutely.
Well,
That
Tim
boy
had a
goes-
chipmunk. Tim had a chipmunk, and apparently he set it down in the grass. And somebody was driving around through there and didn't see it and hit it
in the pits.
Yeah, but it's an electric SIG chipmunk. Well, I knew that much.
I've flown the heck out of that airplane.
But it's very modified, and I would really like to get a hold of a carbon cow like he's got. But I saw another one that's a copy of his. I can't remember the guy's name who built it. But I mean, you talk about a beautiful airplane. That was prettiest plane at the meet last weekend. I mean, it really was.
You saw Tim last weekend or somebody else?
Somebody else that knows Tim that's flying a plane just like Tim's.
Okay.
That thing was beautiful.
Was it Rick Huff?
Was it what?
Rick?
No,
Huff?
it was not Rick. No, it was I don't know that, can't call this gentleman's name, but he had that plane and he had one of Tom Morris's Mustangs with a OS 46 on it that was knocking like the tune pipes did before we figured out to put head shims in it when it did that. I told him, please put some head shims in that thing before you take the rod plumb out of it. And he said he was going to go home and try it. But I came home and fired up one of my new OS 25s on my Ringmaster, and doggone if it wasn't knocking. So I put a head gasket in it and it straightened it out. So it does work. Pre-igniting is what it's doing, guys.
Right.
If it's got too thin a head gasket, it'll pre-ignite. But it will take your rod out of, and I've heard it'll burn the top of the piston too.
Yeah, I ruined a rod in my I think it was my Stalker 81.
There you go. That's a pretty chipmunk.
There's my chippy at this, but I'm going classic. I'm going on with the 35, and we'll see how that works. It ended up pretty light, so I think I should be good shape. But yeah,
that's pretty. Got too many stripes, but it's pretty.
Now, what is that chipmunk legal in? That's not classic legal, right? So you just fly, in Tampa.
It's not.
I think it is classic legal, isn't it?
No.
No, I think
not?
it's the 1030 maybe.
Got to be a Van Loo chipmunk to be classic legal.
Okay, I've got a Van Loo, so
yeah.
It could be.
Yeah.
And 30 legal.
In 30, yeah, that's probably what it'll be.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
actually
I'm gonna tell you
Super
what, it's pretty.
70s, so even a little tighter than that, I think.
yeah, that's really pretty, Mark.
Yeah, I mistaped on the one wing when I started doing my stripes, and I painted and I went, what did I just do? And I went, well, okay, I'm not gonna take it off. I'll just paint the other to match. So anyway,
Well, I think it's cool. It's got
Looks
more
good.
than it's got more than the original had, but I think it looks
Yeah.
good.
yeah, it's good. Yeah. But anyway, you started talking about chipmunks, so
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it looks
I love
good.
chipmunks. They're pretty airplanes.
I do too. I want to see that rascals. I want to see Joe's chipmunk and get a picture of it because I'm building a profile chipmunk. I want to paint it like a real one, and I know someone who owns a real one.
Right.
If he'd ever show,
Phil, profile's real.
do what?
Cali Graphics has all the graphics on mine.
Okay, a full scale chipmunk.
There you
Yes.
go.
I want to let Bart. He actually was trying to ask the question. We got confused with the Mark and the Bart. So Bart, go ahead and ask your question. You have the floor, Bart.
Well, I think I've already asked my questions.
Okay.
I was just putting out a little hit to get everybody to come to VSC. And
Okay.
it's a fun contest, good flying site, and it's a good time.
I thought you wanted to ask Gordy something. I thought you was trying to ask Gordy something when Mark and Bart.
Oh, I had another comment and I forgot what it was. So
Sorry about that. Absolutely sorry about that.
no, I'll remember next year.
Well, let me catch up on the
Am I going to see you in Vegas this year?
I wish I could. I can't.
And if you wanted to,
I don't have anything to fly anyway, so it doesn't make any
got a
difference.
profile. Get your butt
what?
in gear. You got a profile, get your butt in gear and get it done.
It won't be done. But I can't do it. And hopefully next year. That's all I can say.
I understand. I've been there. I totally understand. No,
Thomas will be here again next year, but
it happens to. We can't do everything.
this will be a big year. This will be a good year to see.
Let me catch up on the chat box. Bill Bomer says, "Hi, Charles. Like given. Thank you very much, Bill." And he says, "Not in Toronto tonight. Not in your time zone." So he goes, "I'm in Elko, Nevada, on the way to the Reno tomorrow for the air races. Should be
races.
Good week."
He knows how to make us jealous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Terry Mitchell says, "Like given, great to see everyone." Great to see you, Terry. Terry, you haven't asked us a really good question in a long time. You was on fire with some really good questions.
The last one.
What was that, Bart?
It's going to be the last air race at Reno, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, their lease or whatever their agreement runs out this year, and they're going to be looking for a new venue starting next year.
Philip Bailey just gave us a like. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate that. So that makes us up to 26 likes. Thank you very much, Phil. And we have Cha-Cha coming in from
that place.
Tobago.
That place, Trinidad.
Trinidad.
Hey, Cha-Cha, how you doing?
I'm good. And you?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Doing well. I meant to share with you some pictures, but I didn't know how to do that on WhatsApp. I made a box. I showed it about 20 minutes ago. I made a box from my electric to charge my batteries at the field.
Nice.
So you've been what you been up to? You been doing any building or flying?
Absolutely not. That's the axioma.
Yeah, it's Mike is putting together his axioma.
Nice. I heard you mention something about Trinidad. What was that?
You're from Trinidad, right?
Yes, I am.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm always getting confused with the what's the other word that's in there?
Tobago.
Tobago, yeah. Tobago and the Trinidad. It just creates me a little bit of confusion. But anyways, yeah, Mike's putting together his axioma. He hasn't touched it since last November. So he's going to try to get some flights in so he can get ready to compete at Las Vegas.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been so long, we even had to reread the assembly instructions to see where tab A and slot B fit.
I bet.
The box.
No, I didn't have to do that, but I did. I talked to Tim Just, and he picked up an axioma from somebody that he took to Italy. All the guys are in Italy this week, right? In Lugo.
That's right.
Howard Rush is there. Tim Just is there. There's like 6 of the F2D pilots, the Mears, Dave Fisher, James McKinney. I'm trying to remember who else, but they all went to Lugo, Italy for the World Cup, and they've been over there competing all week. Anyway, I had talked to Tim a month or two ago when he got his axioma, and he had some questions about it. And then he called me and he told me that his motor mount had broken loose on one of his flights. So that was a little bit of a red flag for me. So before I put this together tonight, I haven't had any issues with mine, but I just went ahead and put some 30-minute around both sides of the motor mount in there before I put it together, because I don't want the same. The other issue that came up with these was on Mike Waldron's, his battery tray broke loose from the mounts, and he ended up wrecking the airplane.
Oh, no.
Well, Gene Martin was actually the one flying it when it happened, but he just had the stock battery tray and it broke loose with a battery and crashed the plane. So when I got mine, I beefed up my battery tray. And now that Tim has told me his motor mount broke loose, I went in and just preemptively Because
Mhm.
there's, quite a few of us have these planes and we all talk to each other. Frank Donnelly has one. John Saunders has one. The Dailies are flying them. Tim Just's flying them. Gene Martin's flying them. Mike Waldron's flying them. So we all kind of let each other know what the little quirks are and if we have any issues with them or anything to head that off.
I think you might
So
want to talk to Team Williman too. I think he has one also.
does he? Okay.
Yeah, let him know.
Yeah, and Mark Hughes in St. Louis has one.
Mark has one. Okay. Yeah, I figure, a few grams of 30-minute epoxy isn't going to be a big weight penalty versus having a motor break out on it. So,
No, better
Yeah,
talk
that's
to.
no fun.
I'll try to get in touch with Larry Drone and oh shucks, I know somebody else has got one and I have one. So between the three of us,
there was the battery tray. There's this motor mount issue, and then some of the original ones came with equal length lead outs, and the connectors are big and clunky. And mine had equal length lead outs, and they grabbed twice on me, and I almost lost the airplane when I first got it. So I swapped the lead out. But I know that I believe he's shipping them now with staggered lead outs because everybody else. But some of the earlier ones had the same size lead outs, and just the hardware they used for the connector was just, it looked like typical Russian industrial strength stuff. They were way overkill
that's
and
true.
too big.
That's
They
true.
were overkill and too big. So, but anywho, I'm going to get back at it.
All right. Hey, Cha-Cha, you had some questions for Sparky, I know, about paint.
Oh.
You muted, Cha-Cha.
I think he's frozen.
Yeah, I actually saw a video that he posted in the Viper series that answered the questions. It was very detailed.
Okay.
Yes. So I got all the information that I needed through that video, actually.
Okay, good.
Very good.
Yes.
All right. So we have like 10 more minutes, you guys, and then I'll end the live stream, and we'll just have I'll drop the curtain, and then we have the after party.
You got the dancing girls back there?
I didn't want to say it, but yes.
Oh,
Lord.
Gordon, you gonna try to make it out this year?
Hey, what?
You gonna try to make it out this year to Vegas?
Well, I probably won't fly, but I thought about just coming down and watching.
It'd be great to have
That'd
you
be
out
cool.
there. That'd be great to have you out there.
Yeah, I would love to see you out there, Gordy.
Well, if I can't get out, I'll just roll down.
Yeah. What about Roger Kramer? Can Roger come out? Maybe you guys come out together.
Well, he came out last year. Roger did.
You went to Las Vegas last year?
Yeah.
I don't remember even seeing him.
Yep. I don't think he's going this year because he made a commitment to put a demo on in St. George that same weekend. At the RC field.
Okay.
He's gonna fly a control line down there. Maybe I got my marbles mixed up. I thought he went.
Yeah, I didn't see him there.
I didn't see him there.
Well, he probably wasn't there then. It's probably just my brain. Well, he's building that airplane pretty fast, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or something, and try to make some arrangements or keep in touch with me on what kind of arrangements you need to make, and let's see you come out there at least. I know everybody would love to see you out there.
You knew my cousin Mike Fada, didn't you, Steve?
What's that?
You knew my cousin Mike Fada?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I felt kind of bad. He told me he's getting out of the hospital the next day, and his brother called and said he passed away.
Charles Fada.
Yeah.
I flew with him for years.
When he was back here, it was Mike.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, it used to be Charles Mike Fada,
Right.
but we had so many Charles around. I'm a Charles. My uncle was Charles. We had two cousins that were Charles. So some of us, I started going by Gordon. He started going by Mike.
Yeah. Well, we called him Hobby Shop Charles because he worked for hobby people.
Yeah, after he went back down there, it was Charles.
Yeah, we called him Hobby, and he was one of the first when I moved out here. I picked up one of the old Pampa books, and I was calling people in Nevada and saying there, and he was actually in the old Pampa book, and that's why I got in touch with him originally. And I found out how they all got together and flew at a baseball diamond, and that's when I first met up with him and worked with him. And he told me where I do have the contest at that Bennett Field. He said he tried to work with it at one time and get a flying sight on there, but they kind of snubbed him and it didn't work out too well. Well, I guess that was a little bit more of a hard shell to get through to, and I pursued it more, and I did it, and he was really happy to see we got a flying sight out there. But I've followed with him for years. It was a shame when he passed. Worked on his house quite a bit too. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
He spoke a lot about you when I would go over to his house.
Yeah, when he came up here, we'd go out flying together. You know, his brother and sister live up here.
And it was, I always went out there with him and went into his garage. He'd be building or doing something, and it was great. And if you ever needed something, I always went to the hobby shop. He got it for you. So it was really nice. It was just unfortunate when he passed.
Yeah.
Well, everybody in the chat box, we have like another 5 or so minutes. If you have any questions, you have lots of talent here, lots of knowledge. Go ahead and shoot me a question in the chat box, and maybe we'll get your question answered before I end the live stream. And I want to thank Colin McCollum for his super chat. Really appreciate that.
Well, all I want to say is everybody that is coming to my contest, coming to Vegas, if you can, I'm not asking that you paid a registration yet, but at least if you could send in your registration form so that I can help with the paperwork and getting that prepared, we'd greatly appreciate getting those in.
Will do. I sent mine in.
Yes.
Terry Mitchell says, hey, Mark Lumen, I believe Pat Johnson has a full fuse Hellcat.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Yep. I've looked at some of his plans. For me, I think the fun of this, or part of it, is going to be for me to go ahead and draw and design the plans too. I think that's just it would be a good learning experience. Yeah.
Right. I think you can definitely do that, being a real pilot and all.
Well, sometimes that helps, sometimes that hurts. Yeah.
So it looks like Mike Ronke has the Axioma completed. Let me spotlight the Axioma. Look at that.
All done.
Hopefully
I won't pile it into the ground on the first reverse wing over. We'll see.
No, I'm sure you'll do well. Very pretty.
You'll get to see it in person in a couple months, Charles.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Is the Axioma? I just looked, Mike. Is that Axioma like midline? Is it straight line on the thrust line, wing and elevator, engine, all straight line?
Inline.
Oh yeah, I should know that off the top of my head, but I'm not a stunt guy, so I don't remember that stuff.
That's all right. Cool. I just looked at it.
Mike, you got to get practicing because Charles has been practicing.
Hey man, whatever happens, happens. I don't go to Vegas to fly stunt. I go to Vegas to have a good time and have a few days and just relax and hang out with you fine people. And if we have a big shootout, all the better, you know.
Oh. Well, there's a lot to do out here. And there's something to do always.
Absolutely. Well, and
fun to come out here.
Brent Williams says Pat has several sizes of Hellcats as well.
Okay, I'll look that up. That'd be a good thing to look at.
Very much,
Yeah.
Brent and Terry. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Charles, do you know if is Brent coming to Vegas? We're gonna have him with us again?
I believe so.
Okay,
I believe
good.
so.
I haven't heard from Brent Williams, but I'm hoping he's coming out again. I'm looking for him to come out.
Brent,
How
go ahead
about
and
Garrett?
know that you're going to come to Las Vegas. Go ahead and put it in the chat box.
And Steven, I guess Gary Gingrich will be there, and
Gary's going to be there.
And
who was that other fellow?
Rick Green. Rick Green.
Rick Green.
Rick Green's going to be there. Oswaldo's going to be there again.
Oh boy.
Oswaldo sent in his registration already. Also, he's going to be there.
Yeah, he's a tough one to beat, man. It was close between us.
He's a good flyer. He's a good flyer. He's a good competitor.
Yeah, he's very good.
Well, he flies a lot with Kestis, and
yeah,
their friends. And Kestis is a good flyer, and he trains him. So I've seen him since I used to compete with Oswaldo at Golden State, and you see him move up quick.
Well, I hope Oswaldo's airplane has been packed away since last November too.
Oh, he's a good flyer.
Yeah, he is. That's why I hope he hasn't been practiced at all.
And yeah, if you took a vacation, then it gives you a break and evens out the playing cards.
Mm-hmm.
So Brent Williams says his room is reserved. Brent Williams' room is reserved.
It's reserved? Good. Okay.
Yeah. It was cool to meet him in person and hang out with him.
Well, if you don't, like I said, if you're looking for rooms, I have those rooms blocked that are on the registration forms that everybody got, which is the lowest rate you're going to find here in town right now because of the Formula One. So take advantage of that, the Orleans, where I have that blocked room rate. I got 30 rooms sitting open. I don't know how many people. I got to check now and see how many have been reserved already, and I can tell you how many are left. But they gave me a block of 30 rooms at that point at that place.
Hey, Cha-Cha, maybe we can see each other at Las Vegas. That's a destination place, man.
Not this year.
Okay. No problem.
Go to Vegas.
That's for sure.
Las Vegas is a destination.
Joe.
Hey, Gordy, I'll call you tomorrow.
All right. Hey, you know what? I'm going to end the live stream. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming in. And hopefully today's Monday, so you have a chance to do some flying and work in your shop and come back Friday and tell us all about it. So until then, fair winds, tight lines. See ya.